Michelle, her pronouns are she, her, in New York. She thinks we maybe should get rid of all religion. Hello, Michelle. You're on with John and Calvin.
Hello.
How's it going?
Hello. Hello, gentlemen. How are
you
two doing this fine evening? Yeah, I'm doing great. How are you guys?
Good.
Not too bad.
Yeah, I'm breathing. You know, I said that to Kelly just before the show. I'm still breathing. Oh no, I think I said it on the show. Never mind.
That's bare minimum.
Yeah,
That's
right.
good.
Right. So Michelle, what have you got for us?
Well, here's the question, mates. Okay, and mind you, I'm a theist, but I think we should do away with all religion.
What makes you say? Why do you, a believer, feel that way? What has brought you to that conclusion?
Because I see the utter danger in religion. You know, and I see that it's kind of like Pandora's box. You know, the last curse to leave Pandora's box and escape was hope.
Okay.
It gives us a false hope of an eternity.
And you recognize that, but you still believe?
Yeah,
I'm curious. Like, you're still a believer, even though you recognize these things?
Yes.
What would be okay? So you believe in God, and I suppose that if we did get rid of like organized religion, you'd still believe in some kind of being, right? Just correct me if I'm wrong there.
To my dying day, but I wouldn't speak of it to a single soul, because I think that's how we should orchestrate our society.
Okay.
I mean, I guess okay, so I think that that's more beneficial, obviously, to keep it to yourself. But at the same time, even though you think that you're keeping that to yourself, you're not, you know, because that belief in a God does, you know, subconsciously influence other decisions that you make. It influences people that you vote for in office. It really does play a lot more influence into your daily life than you may even realize. Although I agree with you, I don't think that you totally get that.
Yeah, I'd probably be voting for the atheist.
Wow. I mean, I agree with you. I live in a place in the world where religion is very much taking over. My stepdaughter goes to a state-funded school, and even the other day they had a group come in and perform some skateboarding tricks, and then started preaching about Jesus. And my stepdaughter is a non-believer, and so I'm very much with you. I do think that like we kind of need to fix this and at least separate and remove it from these places. But what would you suggest, Michelle, as an alternative?
Some sort of maybe liberalized. Sort of like, you know, we're all one global we're all one global people, we're all one race, we're all one species, we've all got to get along, and religion is dividing us. I think if we could really get together and see that religion is the one thing that divides us all and really does poison the whole well and really keeps us from coming together as a race and a species to save our planet that we're destroying.
It does seem like, and I appreciate your honesty there, where you're saying that, you know, it should be kept to ourselves, and I appreciate that. But how could we help guide you? I don't want to stop you from believing what you believe, but how can we maybe help you with stepping away from it ever so slightly and saying, you know, maybe if I was a non-believer, then I could help fight the fight of separating church and religion. What could we say to help you with that?
To make me a non-believer?
Well, I don't want to. I'd hate to force my opinions on you, because I definitely don't want to do that. But what could we do to help you almost fight the fight of separating church and religion? Would us saying, well, we don't believe in X and Y because of this, would that then help you step away from your beliefs and then go, do you know what? I want to help fight this fight and get a religion out of society.
I do want to help fight the fight. I do.
Okay.
I know, like, I fight against it all the time. And I do have my level of disbelief in this God figure that I believe in, and I do have my doubts. Because only a natural skeptic should have them. And,
right. What are those doubts? What would you mind? Are you okay with sharing those?
And I'm curious as to what God we're talking about too.
Right.
Huh? What did you say, Calvin?
I was curious as to what God we were also talking about.
I believe in a pantheon.
A pantheon.
A modified I'm a modified polytheist.
Huh. Can you just listen? I'm very sorry. I don't have a religious background, and I grew up as a spiritualist with a non-deity spiritualist. So if you could explain like what that is for the dummies, I'd really appreciate that.
Yeah. I think there ultimately has to be a God, one sole God at the top of the power chain. And then like all the angels and demons and pseudo deities and stuff like that are all under perhaps my thing. I think it's Yahweh or Jehovah, whatever you want to say. The Hebrew God.
So you are some sort of obscure denomination of Christianity, actually?
Not like my own little thing. I think I made it up myself.
Okay. Okay. So you made your own denomination of Christianity because you didn't like the things
Kinda, yeah. It's not
God was saying?
Denomination. It's just like my whole spin.
Okay.
Denomination.
And so just for funsies, just because this is essentially what we love doing the most, how could you convince us that is the right way to believe?
I wouldn't want to, because I don't think anyone should believe.
But I want to know.
Right.
We're gonna have to put in some severe laws. We're gonna have to have a whole book burning, and we're gonna have to burn some books, a whole bunch of Bibles, the Korans, everything. Have to have a whole new. It's gonna have to be dystopian for a while.
See, the thing is like the point of like you calling into the show, I thought would be to convince us, because that's the thing is that like if you believe that this God or multiple gods or whatever exists, I want to know whether that's true or not. I'm sure John does as well. So I mean, if you're claiming that this thing is real and exists, I want to know about it. So that's why we kind of are asking for it. So like, why do you believe that? What is holding you to that belief?
Been a better society had you not already known about God to begin with, and have been so indoctrinated to the fact that there are no gods, and we got that down pat, little kitty bows, that you've never even questioned it, and you're just an atheist when you start out. You're an atheist when you start out. But I'd like to see a society where we're atheists all throughout.
And what I mean, I agree with you. I'd like to see that too, I think.
Yeah.
But what benefits would you see from an all atheist society? Because there are places in the world that would label themselves as fully or majority atheist. So what would you like to see from that? What would be a benefit if we were all atheist?
I'd like to see everyone in our society feeling like they really do belong, and there's not this great wide of gaps in between us where it's like it seems to be all religion and spirituality. But we really get down to the nitty gritty and say, hey, listen, we're all humans, and we really need to pull our sleeves up and really start to care for each other and help each other out. Because we are all we've got. Because God is not going to help us out.
Do you believe in an afterlife?
Would have already.
Do you believe in an afterlife, Michelle?
I don't know. I mean, all the books say there is an afterlife, and they say there are good afterlives and not so nice afterlives. And for what I'm but for what I'm saying on this call right now, if this God that I believe in does exist, I suppose I could wind up in a nice afterlife. But since this is my heart and this is my mind on the matter, I'm going to be true to myself and honor my feelings and thoughts.
It does sound like, and again, correct me if I'm wrong, but it does sound like you are trying to almost fit in the atheist bracket, and maybe you've got to the point where you'd like to say you are, but you can't because you still believe. Would I be correct in that?
Right. Yes.
Okay. Well, what could we do then? Calvin and I are here for you right now. What could we do? What would you like for us to do? Would you like for us to say why we don't believe and maybe sort of help you step away from it? Because it almost sounds like that's where you'd like this to go.
Not necessarily.
Okay.
You know, I mean, I've had some good times with that guy up in the sky that says he's my daddy-o. You know?
I tell you, I've had some good times with some friends down the pub, so I get it.
Sometimes he's my whiskey and wine from a time to time. You know what I mean? But it's just like, is that still small voice that I hear also the same monster that allowed slavery in his book?
Right. And I would definitely focus on that kind of thing. If that's the route that you'd like to go down. Calvin has read the Bible back to front a couple of times, and we were speaking about this before the show as well. That's what got him to the point of, this is not, it doesn't make sense. I would suggest reading the Bible
talk, right?
and well, there you go. But I would definitely go start to finish a couple of times and just really focus on, like, I'm not reading this as a believer in Christ or a believer in the God. I'm just reading this as words in a book, and really take in what's being said and question it. Like, seriously ask questions about what these words are saying, and call into some of these shows and say, I read this in the Bible and I just cannot get my head around it. What would you suggest? Especially folks like Calvin, who know the Bible. He can definitely help you. There are tons of other hosts on the ACA shows who can guide you in what their understanding of the Bible is. I am not that guy. I'm in the place where I cannot accept that the Bible is divinely inspired. So the words in it for me are pointless. There's no point in me reading it. I mean, I know Bible verses, obviously, but there's no point in me quoting Bible verses because I cannot get my head around it being the word of any God. And that's not just, the Bible, the Christian Bible. That's all holy literatures. There's nothing outside of these works that would suggest that they are written by or divinely inspired by gods.
Well, let me ask both of you gentlemen, if I may, one parting question. Do the both of you think that that I would be better on the side of atheism if I went that route, because I'd be a better and more equipped fighter in atheist if I became an atheist, like for the destroying and dismantling of all religion?
Calvin, I'll let you take that.
Yeah. So, I mean, the thing is like with atheism, that doesn't include the destruction of all religious beliefs and, religious fundamentalism. It doesn't include, like, being atheist is just not believing in a God. Like, that's all it is. So, I'm not one to give like medical advice or really much advice at all. I'm just not an advice guy. But so I can't really say for sure if like atheism is going to be like best for you or not, because I don't know you. I don't know who you are. I don't know I have never heard of you outside of this first phone call. So like, I can't say for sure if that's the best thing for you. I would say that I think that religion is very beneficial to some people, and it's very, non-beneficial to other people. And same goes with atheism, not believing in a God. Some people take it much easier and some people don't. And it actually makes their life much harder, so I can't really say for sure. I will say that I think, my personal opinion, I think that it is better to believe in things that are true, even if it hurts your feelings, even if you're not comfortable with it, even if you don't like it, right? It's more beneficial for you to know the truth, right? Than to be happy believing in falsities. That's kind of my whole thing, is that I was believing in conspiracy theories because it made me happy. It made me excited. It was fun. It was cool. I loved it. I thought it was super interesting. But then I realized that although it was interesting and cool to talk about, it wasn't like actually true. And I've kind of, been able to look at things through a different light because of that.
Right. Right.
And I would also say that it all depends on who and what you're around as well, because being an out atheist can dramatically change your life negatively in the USA, which is what I've discovered. I've been an atheist my entire life, and in the UK, it was very easy to be atheist because the majority of people are, if they are believers, it, like you said earlier, it's very inside. They keep it to themselves. But those who don't believe are very vocal about not believing.
Right.
Here in the USA, it is a completely different story. And when folks found out that I was an out atheist, lost friends, lost employment. It became not scary to go out, but I just didn't want to leave the house because people knew that I was an atheist, and there was judgment there. So if you're okay with that, and years have passed since all of my stuff has happened. Now I'm in a place where I just do not care what people think, and I actively do fight the non-religious fight and say there shouldn't be religion in schools. And, we do all that we can with my stepdaughter's school with taking religion out. So you really have to think about how it's going to affect your life personally. It's great. It is great if you can say, I'm a non-believer, and I welcome people in around me who are also non-believers, and they use me now as a safe space to talk about their non-belief, but they're not out to their families.
Yeah.
If you could get there, great. But I really would seriously consider how you would, if you were to step away from religion, how you would go about it privately.
Yeah. Well, gentlemen, thank you both for taking my call, and it was a great discussion. And John, I will take a look at read the Bible a couple of times and look more of it as literature. I think that's a great idea, and just dive into it. Do a good old objective Dan deep dive.
Yeah. Do it, and we're I'm on every now and then. And Kelly's here. Calvin will be back, I'm sure. Call us if we're on. Give us a call and let us know how it's going. It'll be great to hear like an update of how you're getting on.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, it was great to speak to you, Michelle.
Have a good evening.
Yeah, thanks, Michelle.
You too.
Appreciate it.
Yep.
Take care.
Yep.
That was a nice call. That was a very nice call.
Good,
I like calls like that.
Call. It's cool.
Yeah, right. We just a genuine conversation about this sort of stuff just really fills my boots. I love it. Okay, so we're gonna get to. I just made a saying up. I don't know.